Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back doing a video which I have never done before, and I saw it somewhere online from a book YouTuber, a booktuber. Sorry, this bit of hair is doing my head in. What even is this? Where are you? Baby hair, of course it is. And basically it was, she wrapped up her TBR. And then every single month she would then go to her wrapped up books and unwrap one, and then that would be a book that she had to read for that month. I did a video near the summer where I sat and I spoke about books that I needed to read off my TBR, and I think since that video I've only done one, and I'm not ready to part with the books or unhaul them or anything like that. But I do really want to read them and give them a go. My reading tastes have changed so much since when I first started like collecting books. Like, I'm a big book collector. If you watch then you'll know. And I used to collect the entire works of one author, whether I read them or not. If it was blurbed by someone that I liked, I'd pick it up and I'd buy it. So I've got 12 books here. I'm trying to be optimistic. When I was going through my shelves, I was like, oh my god, like 12 books is actually quite a lot, because my reading goal is normally about 20 to 30 at the moment. So it's like half. Alongside obviously me doing my book of the month with my book club, and then also reading whatever I fancy reading as well. I do feel slightly daunted by this pile, but I'm going to give it a go nonetheless. There are books on here that I've had for years. There's a couple of series that I want to continue with. So I'm going to start off and just show you what I've got. So these books, FYI, are ones that I never reach for, I never go for, because my mind takes me elsewhere, but they're ones that I am interested in finishing. So like I said, starting off with is Jojo Moyes' Still Me. I read Before Me, or Me Before You, I think I was like 23 and I'm now 28, long time ago. I remember getting it for my birthday, loved the film, the books were okay. I don't remember the second book that much. But I just know I really want to continue it. So this follows Lou. I'm not going to say anything because of spoilers and stuff, but I've had this for a long time and I need to read it and then get it ticked off, and then that's another series complete. So I've got Still Me by Jojo Moyes. Another series that I have got to continue with is this one. I loved the first one, second was okay. Didn't like the third one, I Heart Paris, and this is I Heart Vegas by Lindsay Kelk. I think this is like an 8-book series now. It's a very big series. I feel quite daunted by it. Like I said, I really got put off from the last one. This came out in 2011, so it's a very old book now. I can't really remember what happens at the end of Paris, but I'm going to continue it with Vegas. I'm not going to spoil this book and what's happened up to this point, but this premise of this series is basically about a girl called Angela, and she is from the UK but she flees to New York. My battery is flashing. Why? I'm going to film until it cuts out, and then we're going to go again. So she flees to New York for a certain reason, and she starts a blog and she gets really successful, and I loved like seeing her life in New York and being a blogger and just like owning shit, and I really liked it. And I read that book during a really difficult time. I remember reading it when my uncle passed. It was what, 4 years ago now, and that book holds a special place in my heart because it was a difficult time for me, and that was pure escape, which is why I'm still holding out hope that they're going to turn it around. So I Heart Vegas is on the list. Hello Feline, you're going to come say hello. You haven't been on the camera for ages. Say, oh hello, I am now 9. She just had a birthday. She doesn't look 9 though, does she? She looks, Welly, you're so beautiful. Welly, look at the camera, look. Say hi. You don't want to know. I think she looks really youthful. What other ones? Right, I'll show you the other series that I've got to finish, and then I've just got Chicklet. What a cover. They just get worse as they go on, don't they? Rochelle Mead's The Fiery Heart. I read, what is it called? The Golden Lily. Did I read The Indigo Spell this year as well, or was that last year? Either way, I read one of them this year and I enjoyed it. No, I read Indigo Spell this year and Golden Lily last year. Either way, I enjoyed it when I read it. I just never really reached for these. It's a part of a series. This is a series spin-off of Vampire Academy. This one's called Bloodlines. We follow a girl called Sydney who is at an academy and she's a protector for like a vampire. The covers look awful. Ignore the covers. They're great books. Really recommend it. I do really enjoy this series and I love the love interest, Adrian. I just ship it so hard when I'm reading it. But again, I just get distracted with other books. So this is going on the list to force me to read it. Another series I have got. This is going to represent a book. Ignore this. This is representing a different book. I didn't want to get the book. It's still in its cellophane because I haven't got it out yet. And also the book that I'm about to talk about is a lot chunkier than any of these, so I will know which one it is. So I want it to be like a fair game, because if I don't want to read a chunky book, I know which one that is and I'm not going to pick it. Are you with me? So this represents The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I feel very daunted going into that book. I'm going to put a picture here. It is the third book in a series that I fucking loved and I highly recommend it. And that was Scythe by Neil Shusterman. And it basically follows these two teenagers, a girl and a boy. Can't remember their names, really bad of me. I'm very bad at like remembering names and stuff. But they basically trained to be like Grim Reapers, and the world is overpopulated and people can't die. So there are these Grim Reapers, these I can't remember what they call themselves. Do they call themselves scythes? That might be it. For God's sake. And they basically, you go and kill these people. Some of them do it really like traumatically and just not very nice. And then other people like give someone 24 hours notice to say, this is going to happen. Can you tell me how you would like it to happen? Say your goodbyes, things like that. And it explores this whole like dystopian society, and I loved it. I loved the first, I loved the second. I was quite confused by the second, which is why I haven't read the third. I've had it on my shelf for, I'd say, coming up to 2 years now. And I feel like I need to reread the first two, which I don't have time for. Even though I'd probably get a better reading experience. And I've also heard wishy-washy things, which again I'm slightly worried about, because I loved the first two and the second one ended on such a cliffhanger. I was like, oh my god. So I'd like to say I recommend the series. Now it's complete, because it's one that you can binge, which is, I think, is the best way to do it. And we had to wait a really long time for The Toll to come out. I remember it got pushed back. So anyway, this represents The Toll by Neil Shusterman. Next. Oh, I've got another series that I've started. Can we tell that I start a series and then I just stop? Never used to be me. I used to do an entire series, but now I don't do that. Sophie Kinsella's, Shopaholic and Sister. Yeah. Again, it's a love-hate relationship. Loved the first, second was okay. Didn't really like the third that much, and it's put me off having the fourth. I remember finding the third. Was it Shopaholic and, what was it? Which one was it? I can't remember, the wedding one. Shopaholic Ties the Knot. I found it really immature and unrealistic, and I just really didn't vibe with it, so it's put me off. I haven't even read the blurb of this one. I don't know what it's about. I'm not going to. I'm just going to go into it not knowing. I've actually got this on my Kindle, so I'll be reading this in an ebook format, which is my preferred choice of reading. We basically follow this girl called Becky Bloomwood, who is awful with money, and she has a chaotic life, to say the least. Starts in London, then we go to, I think it's New York, I can't remember. I want to love it. I want to love it. I hope I do, but either way, I'm gonna continue with this, and I will do a book review of this one because I have for the other 3, so it'll be continuing it. So eventually, you'll see a review in 2022 with this one, when I have the delights of reading it. So the last one that's not chick lit is Shadow and Bone. So ideally, I need to wrap up all those series before I start this one. This is one that I really want to read. It's been on my, like, TBR, like, looking at this for a really long time. I've only owned it since June, and I want to read it because it's on Netflix. It's one thing that I really want to watch, but I need to read the books first. I don't know whether I need to read the whole series, because there's a 3-book series, so this will probably take about 4 years to finish, unless I absolutely devour it, or whether I can just read this then watch. I was going to put in a couple more series, but I just need to focus on my chicklets. So Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I'll read you the blurb of this one because I'm aware that I haven't done that yet on any of them. Soldier, summoner, saint. Alina Starkov is a soldier. When her regiment is attacked whilst crossing the Shadowfold, a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters, Alina unleashes dormant magic not even she knew she possessed. Now Alina will enter a lavish world of royalty and intrigue as she trains with the Grisha, her country's magical military elite, and falls under the spell of their notorious leader, the Darkling. He believes Alina can summon the force capable of destroying the Shadowfold and reuniting their war-ravaged country, but only if she can master her untamed gift. But Alina unlocks the secret of her past. She will make a dangerous discovery that could threaten all she loves for the very future of the nation. Don't really know what I've just read, but I'm interested. So leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've read this. I know there's this, and then you've got the duology, 6 of Crows, which I know people prefer. I think people find this quite wishy-washy. I'll probably be one of those people, but nevertheless, it's on the list. Next. Okay. Chick lit time. I'm going to start off with the Kathy Bramley. I haven't read a Kathy Bramley in... Oh, I was in the old house. I've been in this house for 3 years, so it's been a very long time. Can't even remember which one it was that I read. I think I read... Did I read Lemon Tree Cafe and the Cooking School one? I think I gave the Cooking School one like 2 stars. I didn't like it. Can't remember why I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So I'm trying this one. This one is about gardening and having an allotment. I don't believe I've ever read a book like that before, and I think I might quite like it. I just get quite scared with chick lits at the moment because I do find them quite anticlimactic and quite dull, because there's not really that much drama. Not that I like to read drama, but I just like my books to have a bit of grit and a bit of something to be like, oh my god. Whereas I've got a feeling this is going to be like, oh no, she planted her pumpkin seeds at the wrong time of year. Who knows? I'm going to give it a go. It's in the stash. I'm going to wrap it up. This follows a girl called Tilly. She needs a fresh start, fresh air, fresh attitude. Relate. She seeks out peace and quiet in a new town, taking on the plot at Ivy Lane allotments. Seems like a perfect solution. But the members of the friendly Ivy Lane community have other ideas and gradually draw Tilly into their cosy, comforting world of planting seedlings, organising bake sales and planting planning seasonal parties. As the season passes, will Tilly learn to stop hiding amongst the sweet peas and let people back into her life and her heart? This one is starting another new series, but I didn't really know where to go with the Jenny Colgan, so I own not all of her books because I stopped collecting them a couple of years ago because I just had too many. I have quite a few though. I've got all of her. Are they listed in the front? Probably not. Seems to be the running theme. No. I've got the Beach Street Bakery one, the Cupcake Cafe, the Sweet Shop series, and then I've got quite a lot of her standalones. I wouldn't say I've got much of her recent work. I think the most recent one was Endless Beach. I just picked this one. I didn't want to read about cupcakes and I didn't want to read about sweets, so I picked the bakery. I just wanted to give her series a go. Like I said, I've read a couple of her standalones and I didn't really rate them. They were okay, very forgettable. Can't even remember really what I read. I feel like, to be honest, that is how I feel about chick lit. They're very samey. They are quite forgettable, and I don't know whether that's the genre, whether I've just changed. I don't know. I still love Carol. Carol holds a special place in my heart. But then again, so does a Page Toon. So I don't know what it is, and it really doesn't really upset me. I just wish that I just had the passion for these that I thought I would have, and I don't. So, this, I don't really know what it's about, because this, where the blurb should be, is written by Jenny Colgan. And it says, hi, authors don't normally write this bit, the bit on the back that tells your story, and the story is this. This story is dead simple. Polly opens a bakery. So, she then rambles on. So, it's about a girl called Polly. She runs a bakery. See where it goes, shall we? Escape to Cornwall to visit the enchanting Little Beach Street Bakery. So it's also set in Cornwall. It's a big book. Just over 400 pages. But I'm going to give it a go. And I will also say, with all of these books, something I really started doing this year was DNFing. If I get to a certain point and I don't like it, cutting ties, done. Hens Reunited by Lucy Diamond. I had a Lucy Diamond book for my book club pick this year. Can't remember which month it was, and it was the one with the beach. I think it's called An Almost Perfect Holiday. I hated it. I DNF'd it. Didn't like it. Didn't really like the characters. Too many characters, and again, this is the problem that I have with the Lucy Diamond. It's written in so many POVs. Normally it's like 3. I feel like that, the one that I've read in the summer, the Almost Perfect Holiday, or whatever it's called, it's got an orange spine, it's got like beach towels in the sea at the front. I've got a feeling that was like 5 or 6 POVs. I could be making that up. But I just didn't like it, and my friend Rosie that read it at the same time as me, she didn't like it either. So I'm hoping I like this one. Some of the Lucy Diamonds that I've read in the past I really enjoyed. Having said that, I don't believe they've ever been over 3 stars for me. So not a bad book, just mediocre, I guess. And I strive to not have mediocre. I want things to talk about. So this follows Katie, Georgia and Alice. They were all at each other's hen nights, but now the chickens have come home to roost. Their marriages have fallen apart and their friendships have been tested to the limits. Control freak Katie has become a commitment phobe, and there is no way she wants to get married again, is there? Ambitious Georgia always puts her career first. If anyone gets hurt, it's their lookout, right? And faithful Alice wants to make a fresh start, but can't get over her cheating ex and George's betrayal. Have hearts been broken and feathers ruffled? Hearts have been broken and feathers have been ruffled. Can the Hens ever be reunited? Who knows? We'll find out. Like I said, love Carol. I've got all of her books. I own all of them. She's written over 20 books and I own every single one. Apart from my newest one, because she started doing this habit where, not habit, I think she got so established, her books then started coming out in hardback and then paperback the following summer. And I just like a paperback book. So I picked this one up. It's one of her older ones. 2009. So we'll see if it's aged well. William and Amy love their busy city life, sorry. But when Will collapses on his way to work and he decides enough is enough and moves his family to the country. 3 months later, Amy is living in Helmshaw Grange, a sullen monstrosity of a house deep in Yorkshire moors. Within days, Will has traded in the Audi for a Land Rover, brought home chickens, goats, sheep and a serial killer cat and a mad dog. But when tragedy strikes, Amy finds herself living in a dream that isn't hers. I really apologise about the constant coughing. I have a chest infection. I probably don't now when you're watching this because I'm pre-filming my Christmas content, but it's not fun. I've got a feeling that the tragedy is that her husband dies and she's going to be on this farm and she's going to need to figure out what she's going to do, and then there's just going to be this attractive man in the village, and that's my guess. Let's see if I'm wrong. I'm looking forward to reading this one. I love a carol. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about a writing style. It just feels like a hug in a book. So we've got a Millie Johnson, It's Raining Men. Again, I've got so many, careful, I've got so many Millie Johnsons on my shelf. I think I've got all of them. And I've read, hang on, I just need a quick drink. I've read, I think 4, maybe 5 of hers, put out of like 20 books. That's not that many. So I wanted to read this one. This one always sounds really intriguing to me whenever I pick it up. I'm always gravitated towards this one, so I thought, let's go with this one. This one says, best friends from work, May, Lara and Claire are desperate for some time away. They have each had a rough time of it lately, so need some serious R&R. So they set off to a luxurious spa for 10 glorious days. When they arrive at their destination, it seems like it is not the place they thought it was. In fact, they appear to have come entirely to the wrong village. Here in Rendulum, nothing is quite what it seems. The lovely cobbled streets and picturesque cottages hide a secret that the villagers have been keeping hidden for years. Why is everyone so unfriendly and suspicious? Why does the landlord of their holiday rental seem so rude? And why are there so few women in the village? Despite the strange atmosphere, the 3 best friends are determined to make the best of it. But will this be the break that they need, or will the odd little village with all its secrets bring them all to breaking point? Just a little bit like mysterious. I hope it lives up to it. Hopefully I like it. She's not an awful, again with the Millie Johnson, it's not like a 3 or a 4-star read for her. Not a bad book, not a fantastic read, but just like a, okay, cool. And then finally, we've got a Jane. I love Jane. This came out, I think it was last year, and I haven't read it yet. She's also just released a new one, but again, no, it is in paperback now, but she changed the covers and it doesn't match my other ones, and I just, why? Queen Bee by Jane Fallon. I'm not going to read the blurb of this one. I can't be bothered. I love Jane Fallon. I find her books so funny. It's like that comedic relief with quite a lot of wit and friendship, and I just love her books. I've read, how many have I read? She doesn't have as many as like Millie Johnson or Carol or Lucy Diamond, but she has, sorry if you can hear Rue purring. She does have quite a few. I think I've read 4 or 5 of her books, and she's never disappointed, although I didn't really like Getting Back at Matthew. But I love her books, and the one that I read most recently I thought was hilarious. So I just thought I'd add her onto the list, because again, it's one that I don't necessarily reach for the most, but she's always a good read. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. So they are my 12 books that I'm going to wrap up. I'm not going to wrap them up right now, but you will see a clip of me in a minute doing a quick little wrapping sesh, little time lapse. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a little bit hesitant, but I'm excited to hopefully give myself a kick up the arse to actually sit down and read these books, because I wouldn't prioritise them otherwise, and I really hope this works. If it does, I'll do it next year as well. Have you ever seen this format? Do you think it's a good idea? I know a lot of people do like a TBR jar. I just like to wrap books, and I potentially do like a video of it every month, picking my book and unwrapping it and then reviewing it as I go. I do like that idea. I like doing book content, and that's sort of the direction that my channel's been going in the last year. So I might do that. Leave me a comment, let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're going to do it. Like I said, I know people do TBR jars, but this works for me. So leave me a comment, let me know if you're going to get involved. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Do you think it's worth me putting time into them? Do you think I should sack a couple of these off now before I get into it next year? Let me know your thoughts and feels. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.